I remember one day he's just like, who would be the second most hated nigga in America? He was like, Chris Brown. I need to do rest.
I recall one day he's very much like who might be the second most detested in America. He resembled Chris earthy colored. I really want to do WR Chris. What do you think Diddy and Fonzworth Bentley's genuine relationship was courtesan? I begin to acknowledge I know a ton of these folks yet. They don't have the foggiest idea who I am, and they don't have any idea what I do. I could be anything, I'm anyone, definitely a creator since news broke out that Diddy's colleague Fonzworth Bentley got away from Diddy. The web has been in a wild free for all hypotheses are being made in regards to this disaster. What could have pushed Fonzworth, or would it be advisable for me? I say who, yet Fonzworth is apparently finished with keeping his lips fixed, and he is here to tell the entire world precisely how Diddy made him run for the slopes. And how about we simply express none of it is pretty, particularly for Diddy's now discolored standing. Fonzworth could have acquired all his distinction and ubiquity due to Diddy. Yet he is where he truly doesn't think all that media consideration was worth the effort. Back in the mid-2000s, he unexpectedly acquired for the time being popularity as Diddy individual right hand and valet. Kindly don't make me return to deal with Monday you. At the cafe, he answered, come to 1396 3rd Road. I, in a real sense, began that day preparing as his collaborator. The rest is history. Around then, Diddy was going through an emergency. He was accused of alms ownership and obviously needed to get a fresh start. He changed his name from Puff Daddy to P. Diddley. It was around then that his public appearances incorporated this baffling umbrella man. Individuals began raising their doubts that Diddy was into an odd embarrassment crimp and was presumably making the unfortunate person serve him. Due to his obsession, turns out the truth was far more detestable. Tragically, the world before long came to figure out things were excessively private among him and Diddy. They are affirmed to have a relationship that was seal in nature, yet that isn't the most horrendously terrible part. Their relationship had significantly more foulness, continuing all on account of Puma right for uncovering a significant reality. What do you think Diddy and Fonzworth Bentley's genuine relationship was, mistress? Now one could think an individual as gifted, as dedicated, should be anyone's captive to accomplish what he did, yet here's the thing, being under Diddy's watch implied an incredible arrangement and then we could have seen him hold his umbrella over Diddy any place they went, yet that isn't where his obligations finished. As a matter of fact, that was the most straightforward aspect of his responsibilities, following Diddy like a shadow and holding out an umbrella over Diddy's head as time elapsed. It turned out to be very certain that Fonzworth was to a greater degree a sugar child as opposed to an associate. He was employed to stay quiet about Diddy's grimy clothing. Somebody will undoubtedly clean his wreck, all things considered, and since he was with Diddy for quite a long time, he could have seen and heard a ton, and in return for his quietness, he was paid vigorously, yet that isn't it. Fonzworth got more rewards. He turned into a television character, SAS, and performer inside a range of days, and today he is an effective entertainer, all on account of Diddy's prepping examples. If you catch my drift, for the individuals who don't get it, permit me to make sense of, there have likewise been hypotheses that Fonzworth was one more casualty of Diddy. You know, the sort of casualty Diddy takes under his shadow for the sake of preparing and ruins. For the individuals who don't get it, Fonzworth was apparently Diddy's slave who not just gotten media consideration far from Diddy, while he was getting ready to take care of business with other male VIPs of that time, yet in addition was in an odd expert-slave relationship with Diddy himself. And these are not simple hypotheses. Cassie, who has as of late recorded a claim against Diddy with an entire Pandora of charges, additionally alludes to Fonzworth assisting him with organizing freak-off meetings. For the people who don't know, Diddy would request that individuals perform unseemly demonstrations with one another or on him meetings, and Cassie referenced in her claim that she had to participate. Yet the more significant point here is that Diddy's help assisted him with coordinating those. Now we are adequately brilliant to sort out who she may be discussing, despite the fact that Diddy's legitimate group has denied this large number of charges, saying Mr. Combs fervently denies these hostile and crazy charges. For the beyond a half year, Mr. Combs has been exposed to Ventura's relentless interest of $30 million under the danger of composing a harming book about their relationship, which was unequivocally dismissed as conspicuous coercion regardless of pulling out her underlying danger. Mrs. Ventura has now depended on documenting a claim filled with ridiculous and ludicrous falsehoods intending to discolor Mr. Combs' standing and looking for a payday. Things are obviously not turning in support of Diddy, since Cassie's legal advisor has added more fuel to the fire by guaranteeing that Mr. Brush has offered Miss Ventura 8 figures to quietness her and forestall the recording of this claim. He said she dismissed his endeavors. This claim is simply one more key, which clearly uncovers Fonzworth's job as Diddy's associate on More truth to see is that Fonzworth evaporated from Diddy's spotlight as fast as he came and presently has returned to tell his story following precisely the same example as any of Diddy's different casualties. Take Usher for instance. Puma Wright associated these dabs for our straightforwardness. Way before the remainder of the world sorted it out, I think what everyone is struggling with getting a handle on is the way that entire situation might have presumably went down. Yet the thing is, it was the way quick he vanished now. Tales say that it was Diddy who boycotted Fonzworth from the business, yet why? Well, since he could have detected that his ex-collaborator could be a potential risk soon, more so assuming he makes a tremendous name in the business and becomes compelling, so Diddy did what? He realized best cleared off Fonzworth fame and left him guard for himself. Yet this is where things took a go. Kanye West aided Fonzworth financially recover and gave him work. Fonzworth restored himself as a performer around that time. He likewise found his direction to God, and today he is residing in Atlanta with his better half. Why Atlanta? However, well, in light of the fact that, as per Puma Wright, Atlanta resembles a gay mecca where the African American population goes to apologize in the wake of carrying on with a sexually open gay life. Atlanta resembles a gay mecca. You would feel that there would be no requirement for download culture, except for download culture is flourishing in Atlanta still. And since things have betrayed Diddy in a real sense, everyone in close relationship with Diddy has walked out on him, including Bentley. He laments keeping his quiet over Diddy's most closely guarded secrets, and it appears as though he is shouting as loud as possible that he is finished being Diddy's mannequin. Now the following inquiry is: will Fonzworth dare to uncover Diddy? Are we taking a gander at a plausible claim against Diddy, since he is well ahead on the manner in which currently this probably won't be the initial time Fonzworth has gathered up the boldness to call attention to Diddy's evil routes. In one of the digital broadcasts a few years back, he conceded that he wasn't getting compensated well. At first, truth be told, he acquired considerably more at his last eatery work when contrasted with at Diddy's paying that much. Definitely not a chance at all. Not at first yet. You get in, you get your hustle, and afterward you get it in. There were additionally occurrences here fans saw that Diddy was fairly discourteous and unforgiving towards him. One such occurrence would be at Fonzworth Network program where he was on a call with Diddy, and he rudely hung up. This is your concern, man. Best of luck to you. When I arrived should be point on another event. Fonzworth uncovered the way that Diddy would take excessively lengthy to answer him. He would make you hang tight for a long time before he would answer with cut reactions when you inquire as to whether you're patient enough. He'll reply and he'll be genuine, explicit, and I was staying there and I'm seeming as though 20 minutes envision. This is sufficient proof that Diddy abused Fonzworth to the point that he concluded enough was sufficient and gotten away from him. This is where we pause and think about why it took Fonzworth such a long time to make a move in the event that he truly was a casualty in all of this. For what reason didn't he move forward before? Well, truly Fonzworth is as yet not excessively forthright about this issue. He is carrying on with a fairly calm life away from the media consideration with his significant other and kids. Yet this large number of claims and hypotheses in regards to Diddy, which have now begun to envelop Fonzworth, are making him self-conscious, so it will involve time before the dam explodes and Diddy mysteries are out, and that would likewise imply that Fonzworth himself will not be saved from the repercussions. He could have been a casualty, yet he did a very great job covering Diddy's tracks, and that probably won't help him out. Jean Bargain, Diddy's ex-protector, likewise reflected upon Fonzworth's choice to have a tranquil existence, and as per him, Fonzworth has his own skeletons to conceal, carries on with a calm life now, yet definitely he would it be advisable for him he ain't express anything about me either, cuz I realize his business. So does that mean Fonzworth is avoiding uncovering old graves in dread that he may be The one experiencing the most it perhaps essentially his fans suspect as much. One individual says he most likely wishes individuals would disregard him and avoid him with regards to it. He is hitched with kids, I question. He needs those old bones uncovered, while certain fans think he isn't being fierce in light of the fact that he fears what Diddy can do. One individual says it very well. Maybe for his very own security that he doesn't approach. Perhaps when Diddy is in a correctional facility, he might have a good sense of reassurance to approach it. Will not be odd to anticipate that Diddy should fight back somehow or another. He has done that in the past. He actually has the power and impact to do not really good or bad. Fonzworth would need to proceed cautiously in the event that he truly is on an uncovered Diddy plan, or things could blow up now. This section has recently begun in Diddy's life, and there is a ton to expect yet. That is all from our side for now. People will be back with